This is my studio. I live and work in Southwest Colorado, and I'm surrounded by fields and my garden and the mountains off to the west. The short walk that I make every day from my house to my studio often influences whatever I'm working on or beginning for the day. I found that particularly true this past fall. It was exceptionally beautiful, and it really influenced my work in a lot of dramatic ways. I work in a variety of mediums, but primarily acrylic, with a lot of different drawing implements. I work on linen, on canvas, on panel, and paper. I love working on paper as well. And I work primarily in acrylic paints these days, although I incorporate a lot of other mixed mediums with that. And I also work intuitively, which is to say that I don't have sketches or preconceived notion in my head. I just start making marks and start laying down paint and see where it takes me. I often begin my paintings by making line and mark on the surface. It's my favorite part of the process. It's free and full of potential and possibility, and it's not yet weighted down by the decision making that enters into it later on. At this point, there's just nothing to lose, and I love the imperfect state of the work. I work back and forth into the piece with different drawing materials, and then sort of develop the line work with gel mediums and pushing it around on the surface till I get some interesting marks, and that's often how I start the work. And then I move on to laying in passages of color, building a little more composition, setting more of a tone for the piece. Painting for me is a very humbling experience. It has the highest highs and the lowest lows, often in the span of 5 minutes time. And it's very physical. I'll sometimes look up and find that hours have gone by in a blink of an eye. So people always roll their eyes at me when I tell them how much hard work it is or how exhausting it can be, but it demands a lot of you physically and emotionally. I'm often asked when I know a painting is finished, and in thinking about it, it seems it's never finished. I don't think that you're ever truly satisfied with it. It's never perfect. And at best, you let it go, and just so you can get on to the next one. I've been particularly interested in the naturally abstract qualities in nature recently. I look at it and I see it so abstractly. It's reduced to its line and its color and its shape, and I feel as if the brain is always working to make sense of what we see and to redefine it and to label it. I think my desire is to create paintings that contain the qualities in nature, the distilled light, the intense color, the scratching, rustling, blowing sounds, the constant movement. But I hope to represent or reassemble all of those pieces in a puzzle that doesn't quite make sense. So that basically what happens is you are sort of forced to look at it in a purely abstract manner, and you no longer feel like you have to know exactly what it is, that you know intrinsically or internally what it is, and you can just appreciate the visual qualities for all their beauty.